So some of you guys may have noticed recently that content's been a little different, I guess you could say. I've been doing videos that genuinely I'm very happy with, and I'm very much having a lot of fun doing them. Like the podcast, again, guys, thank you so much for all the support on it. It has been astronomical, and I could never have thought that would have been possible. And doing solo horror games again has been an experience too. I'm really having a lot of fun doing all this stuff. So I figure to keep the train moving on new things that we're going to be doing on the channel, which technically really I wouldn't even call this new because I did something similar to this like a couple months back. I had a running series which I feel like I may or may not bring back, I'm not sure, or maybe it will just become the podcast, I'm not sure. So this video is basically like a militia chat meets militia story, because it's a random thing that I'm talking about, but it's also a story. So welcome everyone to the video about why I talk about why I stopped playing Fortnite, which, as some of you guys may or may not know who have been on the channel long enough, Fortnite was a game that I played constantly on this channel, and I really honestly have still a great deal of respect for it because it changed the gaming landscape, I think, personally at least, quite a bit since its release and its evolution over time. And while I have a huge amount of respect for the game, I just don't enjoy playing the game anymore, and I want to take this time to explain to you guys why. And I think really before I can explain that, I feel like I should probably give a little bit of insight as to why I actually began playing the game, because I never really think I've actually talked about that on the channel. So it all started a few months, or actually not even a few months, I think it's been 2 years, I think, since I actually saw this. I watched a Smitty video, which if you guys don't know who Smitty is, he's a milk bag, that's pretty much it. He's awesome. I watched the Smitty video, and he was playtesting this game called Fortnite Battle Royale. Now, I'd actually heard of Fortnite before. It was this zombie survival game that a bunch of big YouTubers got this sponsorship from this company called Epic Games, and it was this zombie survival game where you built bases and collected materials and stuff. It was okay. It wasn't something that I really thought about getting. I thought maybe, you know, just for something fun. And then that $60 price tag kind of, I'm pretty sure, was the thing that really, you know, broke off for me. But this Fortnite Battle Royale game was interesting, personally, to me. And I thought, you know, yeah, I played PUBG, and I figured when the game came out, I'd give it a try. So when I was still streaming on Mixer, I did a stream where I played for, I think, the first time with my friends Mike, James, and Chris. And we had quite a bit of fun, honestly. So a few weeks later, I started playing the game a little bit more, and a few of my other friends started actually playing the game with me. You know, Robbie, Fetty, Zork, John, and it just kind of all went out from there. And I went from playing this game every once in a while to pretty much playing it every day at that point. I stayed up till about 11 and 12 o'clock at night, or whenever I would get home from work, I would pretty much be on from the time I got home from work to the time I would call my girlfriend and talk to her. And unfortunately, sometimes I play the game instead of talking to her in a few circumstances, though, which was a very bad decision on my part. But the game just was so fun. It was so inventive and always fresh. And as later seasons got on, it actually started developing a story which Battle Royale games genuinely didn't really have. Because, you know, the only one out really at the time that was worthwhile was PUBG. Because, you know, H1 really was kind of dead, and I really didn't like King of the Kill. I much preferred Just Survive. So having a game that was this fun, cartoony sort of style, like, you know, myself, I consider myself a fucking cartoon. I am nowhere near normal. Was just something that was fun to me, and I really had a lot of fun, you know, especially with the cool cosmetics that you could buy, which I put a lot of money into, which we'll come back to in a minute. But it was just so fun, so fresh, and some days I was bad, some days I was good, but overall, it was just fun to play with my friends and have a game that we played all the time that wasn't Gmod, because at the time I was really not having as much fun with Gmod, and I kind of was looking for a game to sort of, I guess you could say, latch onto. So Fortnite was it, and it just was fun, honestly. Like I said, fresh metas every week, fresh ideas that were coming out of this game. And it allowed me to be very inventive with my content. I focused a lot more on editing. I did a bunch of small things, a bunch of big things, And also, I really can't knock Fortnite because Fortnite gave me an image, I guess you could say, because my logo is based off of a cosmetic from Fortnite. Like, my whole aesthetic was based off of originally this design that I was gotten made by my thumbnail designer, who I told her I needed a design quick, and she made me a spaceman thing, you know, and she was like, here you go, you know, because Fortnite Season 3 was the space theme and all that stuff. I'm tangenting a lot. I apologize. That's what this video is. It is probably the biggest tangent in the world. But anyway, though, I needed the thumbnail. She made it for me, and I fell in love with the design, honestly, and that became my design too. So Fortnite gave me a design. Fortnite gave me a game that I was enjoying, and it did well on the channel too. So what happened? Well, to start off, as the later seasons progressed, the inventive ideas that were coming from the game were kind of losing their luster, I guess you could say, you know. Hoverboards were kind of cool. Some of the fancy like things you would get on the ground, like the shadow stones, they were alright. You know, fun glitches and stuff like that, but it just felt, I don't know, it didn't feel as fresh as when it first came out, where it just felt like certain things were just getting repainted. You know, there was just small little things done to the maps, and I don't know, it just felt like it wasn't the same game, you know. And they took out and added so many different weapons that changed the meta so much that, you know, the spray meta was introduced for some time, and God, that was awful. I really hated that. I don't know why I didn't quit at that time. They were less focusing on building mechanics, and they took out some of my favorite weapons like the TAC SMG, the quad launcher, the super impulses, which had the great effect of crashing Zork's computer for a small period of time. That was great. But it just, I don't know, that was one thing that really sort of bogged me down from the game. And also just taking out locations that I genuinely really liked a lot. Another thing, and coming back to this, was that I was spending way too much money on the game. The cosmetics, mind you, they were cheap, you know. You could spend $10 and you could get a couple green skins, or you could get a nice blue skin, $25 if you want to get a nice set. But when that was happening more than once a week, sometimes $400, $500, $600 in over the course of a year was kind of bad. Like, I really was starting to realize just how much I was spending on the game, and a little bit of sunk fallacy costs set in sometimes where I was like, oh, I've already invested too much into the game, I really don't want to stop playing. And, you know, recently I almost jumped back in because, you know, the Batman cosmetic came out, and if you guys don't know, I'm a huge Batman fan, so that almost got me to go back in, but I decided not to. I decided not to do it because I knew once I started, I probably wouldn't have stopped, or, well, actually, no, I don't think I would have kept playing. I feel like the genre for me is kind of dead, and even though my friends have started playing it again, or at least, I shouldn't even say friends, Robbie started playing it again, and he's basically my duo's partner, even though I was ass and he carried me most of the time. I don't know, I just couldn't really bring myself to do it. And then the big thing, I think, that really killed the whole Battle Royale Fortnite thing for me was Apex. And mind you, I never uploaded an Apex video to my channel. I have a lot of footage, and I'm debating if I should upload it. I don't know, honestly. I feel like maybe I should, because I already got a thumbnail made for it and stuff, but you guys let me know. You guys let me know if you want to see an Apex video, and I'll maybe do it. If you guys really want me to, I will. But anyway, though, Apex did something for me for like about a month. It was a fresh Battle Royale game that introduced different concepts, a revive system, that's part of different concepts, I don't know why I'm explaining it, but it introduced all this fun stuff, you know, quirky characters, and it just seemed like something that I could play instead of Fortnite, and it was fun. But the problem with it was the same problem I had with PUBG. It was more of a skill-based game. Now that may sound bad, but I played Battle Royale games almost every day, and for some reason I just couldn't get on the learning curve to get good at the games. I'm much more of an asymmetrical horror guy. You know, I love Dead by Daylight, Deceit, Hide or Die, games like that. Like, I'm flourish at those games a lot. You know, I'm not perfect at them like some of my other friends, but those games I'm much more flourished at. and I much more understood the metas and things like that. But Apex, I just couldn't get on the learning curve. Fuck. I couldn't get on the learning curve easily enough. Like I could Fortnite, sort of, and I just couldn't hit win, and I was getting more frustrated than anything. And I realized that whenever I played a battle royale game, I got very angry, and I didn't really like that feeling. So I decided to uninstall Apex, and then after a while, I hadn't played Fortnite for about, I think, a month at that point, and I just decided to say fuck it and uninstall it. So I stopped playing battle royale games. I know there were a lot of other games that came out, you know, like the Totally Accurate, Battlegrounds, why am I drawing a blank? High Royale, whatever that one was with the game show. The Calling, which, granted, I still like The Calling. I think The Calling is a lot different, but, you know, the game died, so, you know, I'm never gonna see that again. And just, you know, overall, I just wasn't having fun with battle royale games. I think that was the main point of what I wanted to try to say here. Battle royale games kind of died. I think I completely tangented again, and I completely forgot what I was saying. I apologize. Sleeping schedule has not been good. But yeah, that's the story of Fortnite on the channel here. What I'm hoping to probably do is upload one more Fortnite video, just because I have a couple clips that I really just don't want to let go to waste. The clips that you're seeing in the background right now are clips that I really don't mind losing, and I feel like it's better than keeping them on my hard drive and letting them just take up all that space. So yeah, I've got one more Fortnite video though in the loops. Oh shit, why am I doing that right now? It's something that of just a montage of some of the best clips I still have on my PC, and it's sort of like a goodbye to a series that gave me an identity, gave me a lot of fun, but I don't know, can't do it anymore. That video will probably come out in about 2 weeks. I'm not really sure exactly what day in particular. If I figure it out, I'll let you guys know on Twitter and Instagram, which you can check out. Links in the description if you guys want to follow me on there. I post on both of those pretty consistently if you want to keep up to date with when I upload. Any just things in my life in general. And just, you know, yeah, that's about it, guys. Thank you guys for listening. If you guys did get it all the way to the end, make sure to leave a like and check out the Fortnite playlist if you guys want to see just me having fun with the game at the time when I was still enjoying it. So thanks again, guys. Hope you all enjoyed, and as always, have a good night. See you. Bye.